I wish I could say I never saw it coming, that I was blind, naive, completely unsuspecting. But deep down, there were warnings, subtle, almost imperceptible hints that now, in hindsight, scream betrayal in deafening clarity. It all started innocently enough. My wife, a woman I had trusted and loved for years, and my best friend, the man I had known since childhood, were people I thought I could count on. I thought I knew them. I thought loyalty, family, and history meant something. My wife had been acting a little distant over the past few months. She laughed less, smiled less, and often spent hours on her phone in another room. At first, I chalked it up to stress, work deadlines, fatigue, and the pressures of raising our two kids. But sometimes when I passed by, I'd catch her looking at her phone with a strange glint in her eyes, a secret she wasn't even trying to hide completely. Something about it felt wrong. And then it happened. A day I will never forget. I came home early from work, a rare occurrence, hoping to surprise her with lunch and perhaps a quiet afternoon together. The house was quiet, eerily quiet. I walked through the living room, expecting the usual clutter of our family life, kids' toys, a jacket on the couch, but everything seemed too organized, sterile almost. Then I saw the text on her phone, left open on the kitchen counter. My heart skipped a beat. "I can't wait to see you tonight. I love you." It wasn't sent to me. It wasn't from a coworker. The name on the screen was someone I had trusted more than anyone in this world, my best friend. I didn't confront her immediately. I didn't scream or break things. I watched, listened, and gathered evidence quietly. I needed to know if this was a fleeting mistake or a deliberate betrayal. The truth was far worse than I imagined. Weeks of texts, late-night calls, secret meetings, it became clear that their affair had been going on for months. The realization hit like a punch to the gut. And then, the unthinkable. She became sick. Morning sickness, fatigue, subtle weight gain. She finally admitted it. She was pregnant. I should have been happy. A baby was supposed to be a blessing. But this wasn't a blessing. This was a declaration of war. A silent scream of betrayal. She was carrying my best friend's child, and I was expected to accept it. I remember sitting across from her at the kitchen table, staring at her swollen belly and feeling a rage I didn't think was humanly possible. "How could you?" I whispered. She shrugged, as if her actions required no justification. "It just happened," she said. "I didn't plan it." I almost laughed. Almost. My family, however, didn't see it that way. To my shock, they sided with her, or at least they didn't tell me the full truth initially. My mother, in an attempt to protect me from heartbreak, kept silent when she discovered who the father was. She told me it was just a complicated situation and urged me to be patient and forgive. But patience and forgiveness don't exist for betrayal this deep. Not when it's your wife and your best friend. I had to act, slowly, methodically. I needed a plan, not just an emotional reaction. First, I confronted my best friend. I met him in the park, away from prying eyes. His casual smile faltered when he saw me approach, controlled, composed, but with fire simmering just beneath the surface. "We need to talk," I said. He laughed nervously. "About what?" "You know what?" I replied. "You know exactly what." He avoided my eyes. He knew the game was over. I didn't yell. I didn't threaten. I simply stared, letting the silence suffocate him. "You crossed every line imaginable," I finally said. "Not just with me, but with trust, friendship, family. You're toxic, and you've ruined everything." He tried excuses. "It wasn't planned." She came to me. "Shut up," I interrupted. "You knew. You made choices. You're the father of a life that will now complicate mine forever. And you didn't think about that, did you?" He stayed silent. I left him there, shaken, but satisfied that the confrontation was done. Next, it was time to deal with my wife. She returned home one evening, oblivious to the storm I had already set in motion. I had called a lawyer earlier that day, papers ready, divorce proceedings drafted, custody strategy in place, everything precise, clean, and calculated. "Where have you been?" she asked casually, as if nothing had changed. I looked at her, saw the life I thought I had built vanish in her eyes. Packing, I said simply. She laughed nervously. Packing? What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. You're leaving tonight. What? Her voice trembled. You can't just... Yes, I can. You made your choice. You're bringing a child into this world. Yes, but it's not mine. And I refuse to be complicit in this betrayal any longer. She tried to argue, to cry, to manipulate. None of it worked. I had spent weeks preparing for this moment. I had considered every angle, every excuse she might throw. Nothing would sway me. I changed the locks that evening, just as I had prepared. Her belongings, packed into boxes, suitcases, bags, she could take what fit but nothing more. The house, my sanctuary, my family home, was now mine again. Her calls didn't stop. Pleas, threats, insults. I let them go to voicemail. Silence is more powerful than argument when revenge is deliberate. Divorce proceedings followed. Custody for our children went in my favor, with clear evidence of her indiscretion and betrayal. Financial arrangements were fair, but nothing generous. Every asset she assumed she would control, negotiated legally, meticulously, without emotion, without hesitation. Weeks passed. The baby was born. I didn't attend the hospital. I didn't sign any papers. She had the life she wanted, but without me enabling her. The best friend disappeared soon after, avoided the family, avoided me, realized too late that some choices have consequences too severe to escape, and then I did something I never expected. I felt relief, calm, a sense of clarity I hadn't had in years. The betrayal had cut deep, yes, but it had also freed me from toxic people I had once called family and friends. My children were safe. My home was mine. My future was mine to rebuild. I didn't need revenge to be loud. I didn't need screaming or public humiliation. I needed precision. I needed to act with calm, methodical certainty. And that, in the end, was the ultimate revenge, because she thought she could humiliate me, manipulate me, and get away with it. She thought I would beg, plead, forgive, or collapse under betrayal. I didn't. I threw her out. I reclaimed my life. And in doing so, I ensured that the only person she could hurt now was herself. The house is quiet again, peaceful, ordered. My children sleep safely, unaware of the chaos their mother and my former friend created. And I sit here, knowing that justice doesn't always need to shout. Sometimes it whispers through actions, through calm decisiveness, and through the courage to remove toxic people from your life entirely. She thought she had power. She thought she could manipulate me. She thought I would bend. But the truth is, the only one with control now is me. And that, more than anything, tastes like victory.